And so I'm in chapel one night. I had already been in chapel for 2 or 3 nights, and we were doing classes during the day. So the
Yeah.
gospel's getting shared every day, and it's just chipping away at my heart. And as I begin to get sober, right? Remember we talked about never had time to deal with stuff.
Yep.
Can't deal with feelings. Like we don't
Mm-hmm.
even really know how we feel about stuff.
That's
Like
right.
with what we've done, guilt, shame, and just
Mm.
all that stuff. And so it's all began to come to the surface, right? God's pulling all this stuff up and he's drawing me.
Mm.
And at the mission that night, I'm just like sitting there, literally gripping the back of the pew, thinking
Mm.
about my life. Brian, what are we holding on to? You're holding on to nothing, an old life that produced nothing.
Mm.
God's just drawing me like, Brian, give me your life,
Mm.
surrender. But I'm still just clutching and
Mm.
gripping, and oh God, I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what the future looks like. But they gave an altar call to come down if you wanted to be saved, and I didn't go.
Mm.
And I literally was thinking to myself at the time, like, you are holding on to what? To nothing. Give it up. Like, let go and let God have your life. And so one of the guys got up immediately after the altar call. They typically close the service out with prayer. And thank God for him. I mean, he got up and said, hey, look, I think somebody's in this room and you really wanted to give your life to the Lord, but you didn't do it. So I'm going to give you another opportunity.
Mm.
And I had already told God before he said that, I said, God, next time they give an opportunity, I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be holding back. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to just give everything I have to you. But I had no idea the guy was going to say something like 10 seconds later and be like, hey, somebody in here wants to give
Mm.
their life to God. I'm like, oh my God, I was thinking tomorrow night, tomorrow morning, anytime but now. But it's like, no, this is
Now.
where the rubber meets the road. And they didn't ask me to pray anything that I remember. They just said, if that's you, I want you to stand up.
Mm.
I want you to stand up in front of all these people and I want you to say, that's me. And I stood up at that moment and I must have turned as red as can be
Mm.
because I was like, I laugh about it with the guys in rehab a lot of times when I've shared this. I'm like, I was embarrassed in a room full of addicts who have done the same thing as me when every single one of us in there needs the Lord. But it's just that pride and
That's
that
right.
self that
Yeah.
we're
That's
still
right.
holding on to. But
Mm.
I let go of it that day and I literally went to bed. That scripture comes to mind. God gives his beloved sleep,
Mm. Come on now.
rest. Like I slept all night long. I
Mm.
woke up the next morning and didn't even know the scripture at the time, but the joy of the Lord
Mm.
was on me. Like I had joy for the first time. And I've told it 100 times. I'll tell it again.
Mm.
When I walked outside, it's like I could feel the sun on my face
Mm.
for the very first time. Like I had been living in such darkness. I had been staying up all night, literally living at night and sleeping
Midnight.
during the
Mm.
day. But it was more than that. It was like God in me, the hope of glory. Like
Oh,
I just
come
felt
on.
so much peace, so much joy that I was like, oh my God, like there's something to this more than I ever knew. Like, everybody that had ever talked about it was right. I was
Mm.
like, they're right. Like, man, God did have something for me.
Mm.
And even as a baby Christian, I knew I had something real. I was like, man, God
Yes.
has done something in my heart that
Yes.
has changed me. Like I knew I was born again,
Mm.